welcome back to the Wannabe Craftsman, and today we're going to be making this.
A life counter, poison counter, and commander damage tracker.
Because I'm a nerd.
So I had this wood, cherry, of course, I still have leftovers, that had this little hole and a knot with it, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to build something with that, so I decided to make a life counter. Cut everything down to size, but that hole I wanted to be part of the front, so you can maybe put some artwork of forest or something behind it and make it look really interesting and cool as a cover. But this project kicked me in the butt. Holy Hitler. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong with this project. But I was able to track through and get it done. It's functionable. Unlike most boxes, which is essentially what this is, a small box, I didn't have the luxury of being able to make it and then cut it in half, so I had to use two pieces and match them together. I started with the top, and I'm recessing it because I'm going to put a piece of dry erase board in it to act as a notepad.
When I started working on the cover itself, originally I had a plate with a knot in it and a hole in there. And I was going to use that to be kind of like a cave, and you're looking through the hole and it looks like the inside of a cave. And I thought that'd be fun, but as I started working on it, I realized maybe something a little more modular and having the ability to replace the art inside would be really cool. So I opened it up and decided to do card art. That way I could just replace the art with whatever card I want.
While marking this off, I decided to use carpenter's tape. That right, it's not painter's tape, it's carpenter's tape to cover everything up, because my thought, and this worked out beautifully by the way, was to cover everything up, get all the measurements on it, cut it with the tape on it, because I was going to paint the angled inside black. That way it could match the background of the sleeve or the border of the card. And I didn't want to try and tape after cutting and get the line perfect, so I just covered everything in tape, cut it with the tape on it, that way that line is perfectly on the first drop of the angle, it's perfectly in line with where it needs to be painted, and then I could paint it and use the tape to cover everything afterwards. And it worked wonderfully. I'm gonna do this every time I'm cutting things. It was amazing. And don't worry about cutting aluminum or dry erase board with the table saw. It's a thin sheet of aluminum. If anything, I think it sharpened my blade.
Perfect.
I'm working on the bottom plate here, marking out where I'm going to cut and recess to put the counters, and this thing beat me over with a frickin' steel mallet. You will see a couple mistakes being made on camera, and there was like 3 or 4 massive ones where I had to restart that were off camera. Multiple times I had to come back and glue because this thing just splintered into 12 pieces. Yeah, it was a fun adventure.
Yeah, I think I like that configuration more.
My first thought was to drill through and create the recess this way, and then attach the wire, which is what I was planning on doing at this point, in like an 1/8 inch below, and then put the bead on it. And it's one solid piece. It would be a nice chunky thing, but that didn't work.
Ah! Why didn't I see that coming? Why did I not see that coming? Come on. Now it's time to think.
I decided to keep pushing through on this one, see if I can salvage it, because I can glue that back together. Got all the material hogged out, started routing where I'm going to put the pen, and it was moving along nicely.
Sean was able to get everything kind of cleaned up. Started working on this. This is a small break. I can just glue this together. But then the router caught and just blew this thing apart. So that means either one of two things. Either I'm going about this the wrong way, or I just suck at this. So I'm gonna hit the drawing board and see what I can do.
I decided to start over with the top again, cutting something exactly the same size, and I was going to resaw it. That way I can put all the cuts I need to on the top 1/8 inch and then glue it back on top of the material. That way I have all the recesses I need and everything, and I can get it hopefully to be seamless with all the grain of the wood. Now I've been using a lot of power tools, and I'm not one to cut corners, so I'm going to use some hand tools here just so I can say it's actually woodworking. Pat myself on the back and call myself an actual craftsman. So I kind of messed up. See if I can show you. So this is gonna be sitting on top here. And I have this ridge, but I'm gonna be using this to suspend these things. And if I do it just below the surface, I don't like how little that sits up. Still doable. I might just have to accept that as is. Actually, it's a problem there too. I don't have that much play here to attach it. This line is how much room I have until it hits this partition. So I either have to cut some out of that or cut a little bit of that so that this can fit inside it. So we shall see. In order to get the numbers on, I found something online from Fix This Build That, where you tested different methods to transfer ink onto wood, and the best one I found, and that was polyacrylic, and I've used it multiple times before, but what I discovered in this project was that if you're going to do this method, you need to cover the entire piece of wood with paper. Otherwise there's going to be this weird layer and a little bit of film. I did not like the way this came out in the end. I was content when it happened, but after I put everything on, the numbers didn't line up properly. Didn't like that sound. Alright, I'm done. They were just slightly offset, so the bead, if you have one bead on 2, it might look like it's on 3 on another level. To try and clean things up. I don't know if you can see it, but There's a little bit of discoloration and residue that seems to be in the wood. So I can try and clean that up. Overall, I'll post a link below where you can find the video where he goes over that in much better detail. So white looks. Ooh, actually, kind of like that one. That's kind of fun too. Yeah, now the good ones. I think that one might be a winner chicken dinner. That one's poison counters. I think I like that one. It's kind of cool. I don't like how shiny it is. That didn't come out good. But glue job, far from perfect.
I've never made a dial before, especially a wooden dial going into wood. I saved it for the very end because I didn't know how to do this, and I am a little bit south of content with them. They are the worst part of this build. They're interesting, but I hate them. I actually spent some time, 15-20 minutes, trying a different way that occurred to me after I did this, and that came out fantastic. I mean, look at it. That's great. I should have done it with this, but I didn't know how to do it while I was building it, and I just want to get started. So I kind of had to fit it in after the fact, and so I used the best thing that I could think of, which was just insetting the screw, and it's okay. It does the job, but I'm not happy with it. Like, I might rebuild this because of this, and that was one of the problems with my dials too, is having to fit all 20, like all the numbers around this small dial in this small area. But once again, if you take a look at what I did after the fact, the experiment, that would have solved the problem. These dials could have been bigger, and look at it, it looks so much better than this garbage. But it's my first time trying it. I'm not gonna give myself that much of a headache. I hate it, I don't like it. Every time someone talks about it, they're like, it's cool, and I have to like point this out and tell them how much I hate it because they can't think I like that. Ugh, oh, it's so bad.
This was the best thing I could think of for the dials, was cutting some maple, using a Forstner bit to cut open and cut into the plate itself, and then using the appropriate sized hole saw to cut these things out. Decided to cover it with some purple heart veneer because I have way too much of that, but it could have come out better. It just didn't. Yeah, in my little 15-minute experiment with unfinished material, it looked better than the finished version of this, so. I mean, to be fair, I was also under a time crunch. I was trying to get this done before game night, and I did all this the day of the game night. Yeah, don't rush yourself. Slow is smooth, and smooth is fast, and fast is better than whatever the heck I did. As you can see, I'm using a screw and nut. I'm setting the nut in the hole that was built by the hole saw. It's almost a perfect fit, just securing it with some super glue. And then threading the nut out after cutting it to size so that it could fit in a little recess I made with the drill. It works. It works. I can say that about these knobs. These dials do what they are intended to do. So score one for me. I know it sounds like I'm hating it. I'm pleased with this project. The knobs didn't come out how I wanted them to, and I can't. When you build something, you focus on the thing you hate most about it. I don't know what it is, but it's true. 90 things went right with this. 2 things went wrong, and that's all I focused on. But no, it was a fun project. I learned a lot, which is what's important. I learned a lot while building this project, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do with these YouTube videos, is putting myself out there. Hopefully some other people can see what's going on, give me some ideas, because I am not as smart as I tell everyone I am. I'm a cocky mofo, but I know there's a lot of people out there who know a lot more than me, so if there's any tips or tricks you could give me about this, please put it in the comments to let me know what I could have done to maybe ease my my suffering. But no, it's a completed project, and I use it, and it's kind of cool. It's very unique. Alright, ladies and gentles, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Please leave a comment, give me some advice, a thumbs up, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. Please subscribe, that'd be great. Lets me know what I'm doing has some value, and you guys take care.